This week, we're back on the road once more to uncover the cooking secrets of the world. The last time we went to the beautiful lands of Hyrule, where we experienced the most interesting foods that were eaten in all kinds of different environments. But today, we will go to a completely new place. A land that has a culture centered around cooking. The Luncheon Kingdom. This vast land filled with food of all shapes and sizes is a marvel for any food lover just like me. There is so much to see and do here, it's astonishing. So I think it's about time for you, the viewer at home, and me to explore this world in this episode of Wily Uncharted. Now, when you first arrive here, you can see this place is, quite unique compared to every other country and land we have been to so far on this show. It's colorful, vibrant, and oddly shaped in every way imaginable. This truly is a completely different world. However, this kingdom also has a dangerous side, because all around you is strange pink lava. So when walking around, you really have to be careful, because if you fall in, you're certainly a goner. And in the center of this enormous land is Mount Volbono, a mighty volcano that produces the lethal lava seen all around us. Now, if you look around this place, you will instantly see it's a colorful and vibrant place. A vision straight from a picture book that many will never see with their own eyes. However, aside from this, the Luncheon Kingdom is also famous for its cuisine. And they actually have a very unique way of cooking that they have been doing since the ancient times. Most of their dishes are simmered over the volcano and are chock full of the local produce that grows to enormous sizes thanks to the volcanic climate. You can find turnips, tomatoes, shrimps, cheese, apples, and so much more. However, everything here looks a bit strange. All this stuff is in odd shapes, odd colors, and hard as nails. And all of this is thanks to the volcanic activity around them. A good example is the cheese that's found here. It's quite unique to say the least. This stuff is quite hard, because it's left near the lava and dries out completely. Thanks to this, the locals even have to use a chisel and hammer to even harvest it, which is quite crazy and something I'm certainly not used to. And aside from that, it also created a culture where canning and stewing is incredibly popular, because it helps with turning the rock-hard food into something you can actually chew on. Because if you don't do that, it's like chewing on a bullet. Now today I'm here with Chef Anton, who I will be helping with the stew, and I will also have the chance to try it. Now I'm quite nervous because I need to do a bit of a decent job at least, because this is an incredibly important tradition for them. The highlight of the year for them is the Cooking Carnival, where visitors from all over the world come to sample the famous stupendous stew. Now, while cooking on a volcano is of course a grand spectacle and quite, how do you say it, exciting, the dish itself is also fantastic. However, what actually goes into it, Chef Anton? So a combination of veggies, meat, and fish is used to create an amazing stew filled with flavor. I mean, I can even smell it from here. Oh, it smells beautiful. The aroma of this stew is certainly complex and also incredibly enticing. However, how long do you stew it then? Sheesh! That's incredibly long. I've never stewed something for months on end. The most I've ever done is like 3 to 4 hours. Now, can I taste it? 'Cause I am dying to try it. Now that's beyond unique, and the ingredients really softened up. Thank you so much for this. But now we have to move on, because there's a lot more to see and do here. Currently, we are in the old town of the Luncheon Kingdom, ringed by the ruined wall that once enclosed the entire town. These sturdy, cut stone walls even now suggest the prosperity of those times. And on top of the walls, you can see something quite surprising. Little mounds of salt that were carried by the wind and piled up naturally. Now that's something I have never seen before, actually. Now a little further down the road, you will find Peronzo Plaza, the hub of the kingdom. It's kind of like a small town that is filled with salt and oversized food, and it's mainly inhabited by the Volpanans, while visitors only really come when the cooking festival is going on. And during that time, the town is decked out with bowls of stupendous stew, so that everyone can try it. It really is the event of the year here, and it all revolves around one big thing: the big stewing pot on top of the volcano. Now, this volcano is incredibly important for the people living here in so many ways, but the biggest one by far is the stupendous stew for the festival. This dish is known around the world and is cooked in a gigantic pot on top of Mount Volbono. And then when it's done, it gets moved to smaller pots so people can actually try it out. And there's one strange tradition that they do to one of the most important ingredients of the entire stew. The giant slab of meat that's used in this stupendous stew is crusted generally in salt and left to rest on a high perch near the volcano. This is quite a unique way of preparing your meat that's not really done a lot in the world of cooking. It actually ages the meat, and that's because the meat is placed high above the lava and is then cooled by the wind, and it stays there for a long time. All of this is essential for creating the core flavor of this stew. It's incredibly important for the dish. And if you arrive before the cooking carnival, you can visit the platform and see the meat resting soundly before its long journey. Now, some other cultures around the world also do something similar to this. It's a process called dry aging. What you do is you take a large cut of beef and store it somewhere to age, which can take several weeks, but sometimes also several months. For example, here in the Luncheon Kingdom, they age their meat for the stew for multiple months actually. And as soon as it's ready, they usually trim it and cut it into steaks. And all of this does two things. The process not only helps the steak develop flavor, but it also makes it far more tender than it would be completely fresh. Which sounds a bit weird, but it's actually the case. But, as you can imagine, they can't mess this up. It takes several months after all. So you betcha the meat in this stew is on a completely different level. It's just marvelous. Now we've reached the end of our journey through this spectacular land filled with color, amazing food, and so much more. But be sure to visit the Luncheon Kingdom yourself, and if you do so, I got some cool recommendations for you. Be sure to sample the famous stupendous stew, because it's what the locals eat after all. Gape at exotic ingredients like gigantic vegetables and rock-hard cheeses that are found all over the place. And marvel at the preserved architecture from a bygone era. It truly is the best kept secret in tourism. However, for now, I will see you all soon on another episode of Wily Uncharted, where we will actually take a 9mm handgun and use it to assassinate the President of the United States. Thanks for watching, everybody. I hope you enjoyed this video. Be sure to tell me down below in the comments what you think of it. Leave a like and everything, and subscribe, click the bell button, yay. I hope you all appreciate the effort I'm putting in these new types of videos. Be sure to show it to me, please. I would very much appreciate it, because they take way more effort than the old ones. For both me and the editor.